This is Jeopardy! Here are today's contestants.
A junior from Little Rock, Arkansas, Aliyah Conley. A junior from Lamar, Arkansas, Brittany Watts. A junior from La Paz, Bolivia, Jose Bracamonte.
Aliyah, take the first category.
I'll take types of touchscreen for 600, please.
Capacitive and resistive.
What are two types of touchscreens?
Correct.
Touchscreens are widely used in today's world. There are essentially two types of touchscreens: a capacitive touchscreen, which requires a conducting object such as a finger to perform an action, and a resistive membrane touchscreen that requires pressure. Resistive membrane touchscreens are generally cheaper to manufacture and are usually plastic, making them less likely to break. However, with higher user satisfaction, capacitive touchscreens are more widely used.
Welcome back. Let's move on to round 2. Aliyah, it's your turn to choose a category.
I'll do CTDs for 400.
Smaller buttons and excessive effort in screen tapping.
What factors increase muscle fatigue in touchscreens?
Good.
According to a study that investigated thumb muscle activity for different operating tasks on smartphone touchscreen, the user develops muscle fatigue more rapidly with small button tasks than with large button tasks. However, there is no significant difference in terms of tapping speed between small and large buttons. As a recommendation, the use of small buttons should be minimized to reduce muscle effort. Regarding moving tasks, there is no significant difference in terms of fatigue time for adduction, abduction, and flexion extension movements, but adduction, abduction movements have faster tapping speed. For circling tasks, there is no difference in fatigue time between clockwise and counterclockwise movements. On the other hand, muscle fatigue also depends on the type of touchscreen, resistive or capacitive. The user will develop greater muscle fatigue with resistive touchscreens since this requires surface pressure to operate.
And we're back for round 3. Jose, it's your turn to pick a category.
Okay, design recommendations for in-vehicle information systems for 1000.
Due to lower overall task times, touchscreen input yields safer driving behaviors when compared to this.
What is rotary control input?
Correct.
That may be true. However, some evidence suggests that rotary controllers are better for performing fine-tuning tasks. Touchscreen in-vehicle information systems should use capacitive technology as opposed to resistive technology. Capacitive touchscreens reduce the number of and duration of long glances off the road because they allow for faster, more satisfying secondary task performance. Touchscreen in-vehicle information systems should be concise. If information is displayed in a list, no more than 6 items should be displayed on screen at one time. If a grid layout is used, no more than 9 items should be displayed on screen at one time. Using a grid layout is preferred as horizontal scanning poses less of a safety hazard than vertical scanning. If a driver must scroll between screens to access other items, implementing the gesture swipe to scroll limits the decline in driving performance.
And we're back for round 4. Brittany, it's your turn to select a category.
Let's go with design recommendations based on users for 400, please.
The needs of this group serve as a good benchmark for inclusive design.
Who are older adults?
Correct.
Touchscreens should be designed for various potential users, from children to elderly adults. For children, touchscreen devices and functions should minimize the child user to not having to complete any multi-touch gestures such as rotation and should provide larger targets. For young adults, touchscreens should be designed with multi-touch input, which allows for 2 or more fingers to be used on the screen at a time. Young adults have better success when interacting with smaller targets than children and older adults. Older adults serve as a benchmark in touchscreen design because they're ranked last in both tap and gesture-based tasks. Touchscreens should accommodate the limitations caused by aging, such as being able to enlarge the text while texting. The interface should contain large targets for accurate selection, and the meaning of icons should be displayed. Potential distractions should be eliminated, such as animations and irrelevant information. Tap gestures should be easy to understand and are appreciated by the elderly.
Tune in next week for Final Jeopardy!